Can you hear me well enough?
Hey, Tomato, can you hear me?
Yeah, let me
Oh,
for some reason
I,
pretty good. For some reason my sound's coming not out of
I can't understand you.
There
You
we
know,
go.
like
There we go. Is that better? Perhaps. Perhaps not.
can you guys understand? Can you guys understand him?
Let me see. I might
I mean, let
need
me
to
try
go
dropping you, and I'll try.
upstairs.
Wait, no, I can't even drop you. It's stuck. Okay, cool.
How,
Hopefully it'll fix
how
it.
about chat?
Okay,
Okay,
now it
well,
looks. Hey,
okay,
what's going
yeah,
on?
and chat, and hey, not much. What are you up to?
Not much. Just having a relatively good broadcast for me, I think. How are you doing?
Yeah, awesome, excellent. Yeah, thanks for having me on for a second. I just figured if anyone had any sort of questions or anything, I have two cents to share.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, something someone said earlier, I actually really enjoyed. I think it was Emma B. Kind of acknowledging that one, everyone's not trying to attack Greg, which is cool, and that that people don't know him personally, and it's perfectly fine to disagree with people. I guess your comment about Sear was that Sear said that even I have some problems with Greg and stuff and all that, and it
Yeah,
just
and
kind of made me think.
this is when
No, go
Sierra
on.
was friends with him. This is like in June of like 2016. When I
Mm,
met Sierra, this was at VidCon. I met Sierra at like VidCon in 2016.
mm.
And I did ask him if he's still friends with Onision, and Sear's a cool guy. It's actually pretty nice to me at least. And Sear said, "Yeah, we're friends, but we do have some problems." But he did say that they were friends. But he did make it a point to tell me that they do have some issues sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would I wouldn't call anyone a real friend if you didn't have problems with them, and that's like
Yeah,
that's the best way to have a good friendship is to not have someone that you're perfectly okay with 100% of the time because I don't know, I feel like that's more of a not real friendship. Like Greg and I, we disagree on so many things on the regular, and that's actually one of the things that both him and I have acknowledged that we like the most about each other is that we disagree so much, but we're able to talk about it and just be civil with each other. And so I think if people didn't have problems with each other, it'd be a real world. Like no one would challenge you, and no one would like you would never grow. Like people challenging you is what make you submit yourself in your worldview or to submit yourself in who you are. And so just to be surrounded by a group of yes men doesn't really do any good for anyone, you know?
yeah. I mean, I agree. The only thing is, I just noticed that because I had just met Sear, and I thought that he made a point to tell me right off the bat that he had problems with him. I don't know. So I mean, like I guess
Mm,
just since it's not like I had talked to him for a long time and he mentioned that. But yeah, you're right though.
mm.
You always have like problems with any even the best marriages always have like arguments and stuff, right?
Well, my thing with that too is I feel like that's a very snapshot in time, and people like to take a snapshot mentality of Greg a lot too. Like just that one thing that Sear said. Like we don't know the situation surrounding that comment. All we have to go on is that statement Sear said to someone that he may or may not have known that you are for or against Greg or anything like that. And so I think to take much information from that is a very dangerous thing just like Greg's persona, Onision. I personally view it as very hyperbolic. It's very extreme. It's very over the top because to me, we kind of live in a society that people are trying to numb themselves, or not actually the opposite of numb. They're trying to hide from anything that's offensive or anything that may trigger them, or like people don't want to acknowledge that other mindsets exist and that everyone should be in this safe, happy little bubble. And so the best way to get a message across is to be extremely over the top, to be very hyperbolic, to be very just in your face about things. And it's up to the viewer to decide, oh man, is this guy actually saying these things or is he saying it in more of a satirical manner? And I think a lot of people don't realize that satire is a thing, and people want to take people want to use, like if I said, I don't know, uh, I don't know, I can't even think of something crazy I would say, but like if I said, okay, let's use the example lately of uh, Greg a little while ago said a tweet about tall women being disgusting or something like that. I read that tweet and instantly knew, like, okay, I know what he's talking about. I understand what he's saying. He doesn't believe every tall woman in the entire world is gross. Like, because Twitter too, Twitter limits to 120 or whatever character limit. So take the tweet and read outside of the tweet. And he actually came back a couple days ago and was saying that when he tweeted that out, like people took it way different than it was intended. If you actually go to his Twitter, well, I guess you can't. Well, if people actually go to his Twitter and look, he was saying, guys, he actually apologized.
I can log
Yeah.
off on Twitter, right?
Oh yeah, there we go. Like he actually tweeted out that he apologizes. He was like, "Guys, I didn't mean it to come off that offensive. I was in a bad place right then." And he kind of backstepped to the point where he was saying, uh, "God, I was just talking to him about it today. That because I told him I was really impressed and that I wish people could see that side of him more. The side that's like, look, this some things I say shouldn't be taken the way they're taken, and it's just very dangerous for people to judge, so or not judge. I won't say the word judge, but to define people so quickly on things like I don't know, a social media or videos or stuff like that, because the person behind the video is a completely different person than the camera is portraying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think about his well, a couple of things. So, first of all, like I actually, in the way I sort of like, I know that he was talking about he doesn't like tall women. He's probably like, okay, like Social Repose said, oh, you want to bang my wife, or I guess it's not really his wife, like Jacqueline Glenn, his girlfriend, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm.
And it's true. Like, I don't necessarily assume that he necessarily wants to like bang her or whatever. So I mean, I can sort of understand why he would say, oh, well, I'm not into tall women, and she's like six. I mean, I've met her. She is like 5'9".
Mm.
Just a little shorter than me. She's relatively tall for a female, but
Uh-huh.
so I mean, like I can understand like why. I mean, like I don't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily assume that like you know he's you know what, because I think that like he would not get along with Social Repose even if like Jacqueline Glenn never existed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I mean, what do you think? You think he has
Uh,
something with her?
well, I mean, I'm just dealing with that whole thing. Like I don't really pay attention to him and Social Repose as like previous bouts and whatever, because I don't know, drama to me is ridiculous. It's silly. Like I don't care to be like participated in it or even get involved in it and stuff like that. And but that statement of the tall women thing again is just a hyperbolic statement to say that it's not my thing. And people nowadays bastardize people for having preference. And I know he got a lot of hate for not being attracted to tall women. And like when was it in society that just because some guy can't or doesn't like some type of woman or some type of thing, the most ridiculous thing is someone got actually mad at me for being a cisgender straight male married to a woman, and they got mad at me for that because it made me ignorant. Like when did society get this way where we can't have preference of who we are and who we're attracted to, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Onision's wife is the same name as I do actually.
Yeah.
My name is
One
Tina.
more time. Oh,
No,
oh.
Onision's wife is the same name as I do, but I know she doesn't like the name, right? Like her born name, or I guess they, or what do you want to call her?
Mm,
Thank you for the
mm.
applause, man. Like, man.
But no, I mean it's just I don't know. It's an interesting situation. I guess a lot of people don't know Greg in real life and will never probably have the chance to, because I mean out of however many millions of people have ever seen him, how many of those like a very small fraction are going to actually meet him, and an even smaller fraction are actually going to befriend him, kind of thing. And so it's kind of a thing where you can either take the word of like you know the millions that are kind of keyboard warriors, or the fraction of the people that know him. And I'm starting to know him pretty well, I would say, like well enough to where we're actually going to fly up and hang out with him some more.
Yeah, I mean, although there are people like Sear, has known him and he doesn't really like him anymore, and so there are people. Oh yeah, Gigi the cookie. Before you go, Gigi wanted to know if you could ask Greg to unblock you or unblock her. If she's a
I
fan,
Yeah. And the thing that happened probably again, this is all speculation because I don't really know exactly what was happening around it, but it could be a thing where it probably was just bad timing, bad place, and bad like just situational happenings. Like it could have been surrounded by hate, and because he was going on a muting or blocking spree of just taking out the hate, taking out the negativity, taking out this and that, and
yeah,
not because he can't handle it. Again, this is just for me. Like if I mute someone, it's not because I can't handle it or any of this. It just takes so much time filtering out like just the oh you're riding on Ision's balls or blah 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 all this stuff. And like I actually confront a lot of those people. I'm like, well, I understand why you think that and why you're saying that, but get to know me. And once you get to know me, that's when you can dislike me. That's when I'll allow you to dislike me, kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't just hold it against you that you're an Onision fan,
Mhm.
um, and I liked your collabs with him. Actually, I liked all of them.
Yeah,
And
they were a lot of fun.
he actually made how many videos did you guys end up making? More than just one.
Um, it's three collabs total, and then one where I was doing a vlog of my wife and I's trip up to Seattle, and he was in my vlog with me too.
Oh well, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
it
So,
was a bunch of fun.
what do you think about his videos on Shawn Dawson and Eugenia Cooney? I'm just curious.
And to me, that it's a YouTube making YouTube videos. It's a YouTuber doing YouTuber stuff. It'd be like PewDiePie making a video, or Peanut Butter Gamer making a video on video games. It's what people it's what a lot of people want to see. I mean,
What would you
it's
say?
YouTube.
What do you think about then? Would you say the same thing about Joy Sparkle BS making videos on him?
I mean, it's again, she's making videos that are lucrative to her channel.
So, I mean, because obviously, he wants her to, he wants to he sent her a cease and desist and all that sort of thing, and what do you think about that?
That's fine. I mean, again, it's two people doing what. No, I mean, it's two people doing what they want to do. Uh, like if someone was making a bunch of hate videos on me, I'd ask them to stop. And if they didn't, that's their right as a person with free speech to make those videos.
Yeah,
And if it's doing well for them, then one, I must be doing something right to generate a lot of traffic against me. And like because with popularity comes hatred. Like there's not just someone who's just universally hated that doesn't have a strong support too.
yeah, I mean, that's what Axl Rose always talked about. Like it was the love hate thing. And hey,
Hmm.
there's been hate videos made about me, so maybe I'm important.
Yeah, I could very well maybe. But
um,
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm about to head out. But the
okay,
last
well,
thing I kind yeah, the last thing I kind of want to say is that first of all, again, thank you so much for having me, and everyone watching and stuff. Just I guess keep an open mind on not only Greg, but like everything you're reading and everything you see. Just go out in the world with your own eyes, and don't let society tell you how you're supposed to see, how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to act and talk. Like learn for yourself, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, I try to be that way.
All right. On that note,
Okay.
I'm heading out.
Have a good night, Tomato.
Peace.
So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and together we shall take over the world. You can also follow me at Zorkmid123 on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll be able to find the link to Tomato's channel in the description.